Hello to you, Simon. What's been the reaction to those frightening numbers of unemployed Americans?
Well, I mean, we were expecting another grim week, and the numbers didn't disappoint in that regard. 2.4 million additional Americans signed on for unemployment benefits for the first time last week. That's about 100,000 fewer than signed on for unemployment benefits for the first time the week prior to that. But if you look at the job losses that the country has experienced over the last 8 or 9 weeks, it is now apparent that very close to 40 million Americans are out of work, and apparent too that millions of them will be reliant on state benefits for many months to come, because there is no possible way that jobs can be added back into the economy as it reopens at the same speed with which they have been lost. Now, President Trump just left the White House and headed to Detroit. He's going to be touring a factory where they're making ventilators here this afternoon. He insists that good times lie ahead. He believes that June and July are the months when the country will really start witnessing an economic comeback. But the mountain is so steep, the job losses have been so enormous, the fall in consumer confidence has been so great, and every single day one hears of more kind of household names within the economy that have decided not to reopen, that have decided, in the case of many retailers, to liquidate their stores and simply shut up shop for good. So this is going to be a steep and abiding recession. Wall Street knows it. Stocks on the Dow Jones have been trading slightly down today. I think they would have been worse had these numbers been worse, but they were marginally in line with the expectations that forecasters had offered, and it adds up to a very grim picture for a president seeking re-election this November who had been planning to run almost entirely on the issue of the economy.
Simon, just before I say goodbye to you, just very briefly, give me a sense of the opposition in the US to the way Trump has been handling this now with these new job numbers out and the increasing coronavirus numbers. What are the opposition parties saying?
Well, of course, Democrats up on Capitol Hill insist that the president's response to COVID-19 has been mishandled from the outset, and they point to a study that was published today by Columbia University here that says that if he had even authorized lockdowns across the country just 1 week earlier than he did, as many as 36,000 lives could have been saved that ended up being lost. The president is under pressure because Monday here is Memorial Day, a public holiday in the United States. Democrat leaders in Congress have written to him today and suggested to him that he should authorize flags at public buildings all over the country to be flying at half-mast on Monday, Memorial Day. We don't know if the president's going to get behind that idea. We do know, Gareth, that it is absolutely amazing that that letter even has to be read. The idea that the president hasn't seized on the opportunity of marking the deaths of nearly 100,000 Americans this Memorial Day is pretty staggering.
I think it's the only way to describe it as staggering. Simon Marks over in Washington, D.C., thank you very much.